Okay, so I apologize for the lighting on this one. I've talked about this before, but unfortunately, I just have to video when I can, or else I'm not gonna get any peace and quiet. Okay, so I've been working through stuff that I want to do in my B6stology. And so this is basically what I did. And I had originally, I'm trying to think if quite a while back with Carrie Harling, I had seen that she was sort of like pre-planning with tabs. And so I thought that was a great idea, just so that I could sort of say, okay, this is what I want to do on these pages. So I went ahead and just grabbed some of these page flag ones. They're really not that great. They don't stick real well. So it's perfect for me to use them up for here. Otherwise I would have just chucked them. So basically I have some paper, and I said that I was waiting on some stuff. I know that it's shipped, but I'm waiting on the March Planner Society kit, and I'm gonna use some of those papers for this one. So I'm gonna have paper on this instead of washi, like on my Stology that I started back in 2018. I am also, I may do washi on this page, or I also said a word page, meaning like my word of the year, because I sort of, since we were so busy with the renovation, I sort of didn't really pick a word. So maybe I'll do like a combination washi end word for this one. We'll see how that turns out. And then this one's definitely going to be a scripture page. I have a few different scriptures, so I'm not sure if I'm going to just stick to one and do a few, or what I'm going to do. But a couple of things. So as you can see, I've already started doing it, and this is one of the things that I pulled out of my 2017 bullet journal ideas. And because I just remembered two things. One, I am a washi tape hoarder. Y'all have seen that in my past videos. I love using washi tape. Not everybody does, but I do. It just brings me joy. It's really simple. And I had done this in my 2017 bullet journal, and it was an idea from a YouTuber I had seen, and goodness knows who even knows, because we're talking 2017 that I watched those videos. So I really don't know who originally came up with this idea, but I think it's great. And so basically all of my important pages in the front at the beginning of my Stology will have these washi tapes on the edges. So when I close it, it'll be like really apparent without even needing to put tabs on those ones. I do love tabs, but this is just like a simple way to not have something sticking out that you can sort of mark your important pages. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just kind of stick to a similar theme. Like I'm sort of going with like a simplistic flower theme in this one. So I'm going to stick with that. And so all the edges of my papers will, important papers in the front, will have that. And so I've started my year at a glance. And so I printed these out from SM Plans, and I had shown in my last video, these are actually printed on 32-pound paper. That normally is not what I would print on, but I had a couple of them that I'd printed as an oops on the size, and so I just want to use it. So I cut it down quite a bit so that I could still put words on the side, and I'm going to cut this one down a little bit more because it doesn't really fit with the words that I've started. So then I'm just using a stencil, and I'm just kind of going across the top there. And then I just have like a little jelly roll pen that I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna just color it in. So you can join me while I do a little bit of the stenciling, and I will fast forward it just to make it a little bit easier, quicker, but this is basically my process for this page. So I have colored that in, and you can tell I sort of like went uphill with it a little bit, but you know what? The reality for this stuff is I'm not a perfectionist in every avenue of my life, and some of this stuff just doesn't bother me, so I just don't care. So but I will also color this in. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'll do the same thing so then it matches. And it might be tough to see, but there is like a little bit of a glittery sheen to it, and so maybe you can see if I actually get it in that part of the light, but because I have quite the shadow on my video, which I can't do anything about. But so yeah, and then what I'll do is I will put this in here, and I was trying to keep, and probably what I'll do is just cut out SM plans and put it somewhere else. I do like if the maker puts their little hashtag, I like to keep it on the insert, because I do tend to forget over the course of the year or two, like my lastology, that where I actually got it from. So I like to keep that on there just so that I know who it was, but I do need to cut that off a little bit. And I am noticing I used my dots on this. I'm noticing that already. I probably didn't get enough glue here. So let's just see if I can. I'm gonna get it all over my fingers, but I will. And I used to have, I don't have any right now, but I used to have those like peel and stick ones where you could just kind of put a few. So I need to see if I can find some more of those again eventually when Michael's or Hobby Lobby opens back up. But just in scenarios like this, when you just really have an edge. And I could put like a thin piece of washi. Let's do that just to be 100% sure it's going to stay down. Perfect. Okay, that will kind of keep that edge down a little bit better. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fit it. Let's just look, because I'm one of those, I'm not a perfectionist, but I definitely am somebody that I like to If I do something on one side, I like to do it on the other, but I'd end up covering up the weeks there, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep those weeks. So I'm going to go against my brain, and I'm just going to do the one page, which we'll see. I don't know if I'll be able to cope. I'll get over it. So with SM Plans, she has a front and a back for her year at a glance. And so this is the back. And so I am going to use the holidays and the important dates. And then I'm going to use this side, these lines here, I'm actually going to use to write in birthdays. So I was going to do like another whole calendar like this on this side for birthdays, but I decided I didn't want to waste, you know, and then do this again. So I am going to have this on this page here. So I'm going to basically do the same thing here for the spread on this side for these two pages. Okay, so I was going to wait for my Planner Society kit to show up, but I really was thinking about it, and I was looking at some of my other Planner Society paper, and I decided that the thickness of the paper is basically going to just be too much weight for the inside of these. So what I decided to do was I went to Etsy and I purchased her digitals for the paper. And then I picked the two pieces that I most wanted to put side by side on these two pages. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to cut down, like I'm going to kind of pick a pattern spot that I really enjoy, and I'm going to go ahead and glue that down here. So the rest of the video is basically going to just be fast forwarded so that you can see my process of putting these pieces of paper. And I printed these on 32 pound, by the way. So I'm going to go ahead and do this so that you can see this process and go from there. Okay, so I had a bit of a time with this corner trying to bend coming in too much, so I decided I'm going to come out a little bit once I put my other piece on here, I will probably put a strip of washi tape there. I'm gonna probably wait until I do get my TPS washi tape so that it matches this paper. But I am gonna go ahead and put the other side on here, and I'm going to also just trim these edges. So basically all I did, as you saw in the video, was I cut it just really close, and then I usually just go back in and trim it, you know, so I'll just kind of use my scissors, and I'll use small scissors for the edge, like the edges that really need a fine scissor. And then I just take a full-size pear and trim off the excess. So that will work for my first page, and it's pretty. It's, you know, it's kind of simple. Simple florals is really what I am going for. And so then I'm gonna go ahead and put this other page on here, and then I will come back and show you how it looks. So here I made a if found tag, and I'm not really sure where this came from. It was originally from a packet of ephemera, and I just liked it. I liked just like the basic wash on there. I'm honestly not sure if I actually did that myself, and this was just a white card. I can't even remember if I did. I did a bunch of them and just kind of put it in my container to use for later. But so I did that, and I'm kind of bummed out. If you can kind of see here that there's a line that goes across, and yeah, so I had typed out my if found return to with my name and my address, and my typewriter kind of made that line. So I did just kind of pretty up this side with washi, and I'm going to kind of trim around it. And then I think because I'm going to do like a pink and black theme, I'm just going to go with this like really thin washi to cover up that line, and I think it'll look fine. So yeah, so basically all I do is just cut out my lines, and if you're really good you can fold it over, but with this one I'm just gonna cut it out. So I have that, and I will show you, because basically what I'm doing is bits and pieces of the setup video. So I'll show you that I'm gonna basically, I'm gonna keep it like this, and then I might actually, I think I'm gonna put it in this one down here. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And then I have, you know, this little string that you can kind of pull it out. And so I think I'm also, I was planning on putting this on here as well. So I am gonna do that. So when I say tiny, it's like this tiny little staple. So there we go. So then I'm gonna put that right there. And then it sort of adds like a little bit of ephemera as well. Okay, so one part of my stology that I wanted to do was I was gonna have a family pick tip in as well as one with me and my husband. So I started working on the one with me and my husband. And so I use a Canon selfie, and I basically printed out some pictures. I printed some that were square, and then I printed some that basically took up 2 to the page because I do a 4x6. So that's that. My Canon selfie is a couple years old. It does work really well. You know, it's a little more expensive probably than if you were to just use like a regular printer. I just find that it's really simple and easy for me to do my printing on it. So anyway, so I just wanted to show you guys, you know, and I kind of put these back to back, and then I wanted to do a frame. So I'll take this out. So I just kind of did like a vellum frame that carried over to both sides, and then I didn't like how, you know, I could see the tops. So then I went and bordered both of them with some washi tape, and then I just did the tiny attacher and just kind of put little bits of ephemera. So, you know, it just kind of adds that like slight element of memory keeping, sort of like my old like creative memories type memory keeping. And I'm sure that there's plenty of you that watch that did creative memories at some point or another. So, or still do. So basically that was that one. And then these two, I just did regular pictures. And then this one, I just did a regular picture. So I'm gonna wanna put something here to cover up this side. And then I have this little piece that I found, and it was much bigger. So I cut it down, and I like moved the frame, and I even put like a little piece of clear tape on both sides. You can kind of see that, there we go. You can see that I kind of cut that down. But once it's behind the plastic, you're not really gonna see that. So then I just washi taped the back, and then I had this from Ellie Brown. She had done this in her Patreon when she had Patreon. And then I just had like a piece of shimmery paper. So I'm gonna just put this on here, and I'm gonna stick it and not do the tiny attacher because I really don't want the other side of the staple to be there. So I'm gonna just do that. And you know what? Actually, why I was gonna put that there, and now I'm thinking, well, why did I do it double-sided? Okay, scratch that. I'm not gonna put that one there. So instead, maybe I'll just do this little flower. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Because then I want to be able to use the heart separately since I double-sided that. So we'll do that elsewhere. So then I'm just gonna go ahead and do my glue dots, which I talked about in my 10 favorite things videos. You know, sometimes I do these videos, y'all, and I understand that some videos are popular than others, and I'm totally okay with the fact that there are just going to be some things that y'all will watch and some things that you don't. It's hard for me to know, there we go, unless I actually do a video. So I don't always know like what y'all are gonna like and what you're not gonna like until I actually do it. So so there you go, that's that. And so I'm gonna go ahead and let's see, what side do I want? I think I want it like that, and I'm looking at it, seeing that it's gonna stick up. Let's put it in and I'll show you what I mean. It's gonna stick up past, I guess I made it too big. I thought I had adjusted it. Yeah, so it kind of sticks up a fair amount past where it needs to. So for now, I guess I'm just gonna leave that. I'll just let it kind of stick up a little bit past, and then if it bugs me too much, maybe I'll trim some from the top and the bottom. I thought that I had fixed it so that it was the right size, but I guess I didn't, so oh well. This is the part of me not being like crazy anal about certain things. Okay, so I may just do something like that in there just to kind of keep it simple. And then I don't like this because the Canon paper shows the, okay, and now I can't get the picture up. Okay. The Canon paper actually shows the words Canon. Like if it was white, that I could deal with. But okay, so this is the part where I get anal enough that I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So what I'm gonna do is, let's see, what washi did I use? I used that one. So let's just do the same thing, just so that this kind of theme is similar. So let me grab that washi back out. So that's here, and this is a Simply Gilded washi. I think this probably came from one of her sub boxes. It's cute, but it's definitely not one that I would have bought separately, I don't believe. So it must have come from a sub box. So now you'll see just how easy and simple it is. And this is a big reason why I use washi tape quite a bit. I literally, let me get this close to me for a second, just so I can, there we go. Okay, so, and then I just have like these small embroidery scissors that I use, and I just go for it. I don't, sometimes I'll overlap them just a little bit, and then, you know, I don't care about just ripping the ends. I'll use my little embroidery scissors at the very end to redo it. So some people probably would have been a little more anal about how they place the flowers and how they, it's not me. So I'll just flip it back over, and then I just carefully with my little tiny embroidery scissors cut the edges off like so. Try not to cut Hubster's ear off. There we go. All right. And everything sticks. So there you go. Then I just have that little piece, and I can put this in here. Goodness, I did have to trim the top of this, and I will show you that here in a second. Okay, so I trimmed the top of this. I don't know if I have, let me see if I have another one I can show you the actual side. Yes, I do. Okay. So this is the actual size. So you can see that it sticks up past, not a ton, but just a little bit right there. So I just took my cutting tool and I just trimmed the top off just a little bit. So that does end up meaning that your top picture that you put up has to be kind of small. So I did choose a picture that I knew I could trim off the top and it wouldn't be a big deal. So that's what I did there. So this one is pretty much done except for deciding where I want to tip that one in, because I don't really know yet where I'm going to do that. I'm pretty sure that I want to do another one with my family pictures in here. So I'll probably do that and put that one here in the front, and then do this one with me and my hubby somewhere else. And then I'll just washi tape the whole thing in. And I do have some wider washi tape coming, so I'm probably going to use that for here and for here, because I'm definitely going to put a piece of washi on this one as well. So there you go. So I'm getting a little bit closer. I did this yesterday. This was my scripture piece, and I did very similar to my letters for my year at a glance. And so I just kind of kept it somewhat simple with kind of the pinks and the grays. And yeah, so I did that. And then I have my holidays and my important dates, and that's it so far. So that's all I have in the beginning so far. So I am on this gray page here. I've decided I'm going to do a mixture of my word of the year and like a washi tape type thing. So I'm going to do my word of the year first, either this way or this way. And then I'm going to do washi tape all around it. So it's going to be kind of like a washi tape frame. So I will show you guys that when I get to that point. But I just kind of wanted to pop in really quick and add to the video and just kind of show you this little thing that I did and how I did it. And like I said, I try not to be too specific on exactly how I do it, but you know, it's just pictures that kind of bring me joy when I flip through. So that's really the best thing that I can recommend to y'all as well. All right, I will see you next video.